Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, July 23rd. Hope you are all having a wonderful day. Getting some nice action pre-market, so let's get after it today, right? SPY giving us a daily three green soldiers candle, right? Right, so we're getting that three green soldiers, one, two, three. Now we're getting that breakout up and over, right, or towards sort of all-time highs. You can get up and over ATH, kind of this like say 438 area, right? Get up and over that, then you can get some follow through towards that 440. If we get a nice rejection here under this under this 438, right? That could definitely have some room down and be an interesting play. Kind of down towards that 430, 230, right? 430, 75, 420, 950 areas. Right, so you definitely have some levels to play to the downside, but I personally wouldn't want to fight against this three green soldiers pattern. So I think it's best to just look for bullish breakouts, and then if it does go bearish, right, see if you can find a stronger bearish setup somewhere else. Right, QQQ, similar story. We're getting a, kind of like what looks like a bull flag breakout here, right? We're kind of still sitting under ATH. When you get that breakout up and over that 365.55 area, right, then you can look at 365 calls, right, towards that, 370 maybe. You might be able to get that kind of follow through today, right? I think key levels here are like 365.55, 367, 370, 372. If we break down, right, same thing as the SPY, I don't really want to fight against this three green soldiers. All right, so it's bull flag, three green soldiers, you get that follow through up and above. So I don't want to fight against this bullish pattern. But if things do go bearish, right, and you see a perfect setup for some puts, 361.60, 360, 357.50 are kind of your bearish levels to the downside today. Right? Apple still giving you that wedge breakout. If the market is strong, maybe you can get that move up and over that 150.21. But this looks like it might not be one ready for today. Could come together in a couple days. I still like the way this thing kind of looks. And it might be a really fun one to trade early next week. Okay, Tesla, right? Still stuck within sort of this range. Can't get that breakout or break up, right? Or break down, sorry, over any of these levels. So for now, right, going to have to watch. When you get breakdown under this 638, then we've got room down towards that 620 pretty easily. And that could be a pretty fun trade. All right, bull case, begins above that 667, right, towards that 680. But generally on Tesla, right, either want to see a breakdown or another bounce off this trend line, or a break above that 700 area. So everything in between is, it sort of isn't as appealing. So let's see if you can get this pattern to either develop or further set up, right? Microsoft gave you that ascending wedge breakout yesterday. So now looking at that continuation move, right, today on that full body close up and over ATH, right? Microsoft might have room towards 290 today if it can have that kind of stomach. So let's see if this thing can run for us, right? On these, all-time high gap ups, right? You want to go gap up, hold, go. So let's see how that thing can come together for us today. Right, so a couple of the top setups that I like. This AMD, right, giving us three green soldiers. You get up and over this 91.55. You certainly got room towards that 94.40 area. That looks like it could be pretty interesting today. So definitely worth keeping an eye on that. All right, this CMCSA, maybe the worst ticker name of all tickers here in my tradable universe. But definitely not an awful setup. So if we can get this breakout up and over this 58.70, right? This thing's got room towards that $60 mark, right? Inside day yesterday, after a failed, like that breakdown's just not coming. So if you get that follow through and continuation up and over, definitely could have some legs for that move, but I think this might not be ready today. All right, same thing with that Walmart, right? Inside bar yesterday. Either needs to get under this 139.69, right, or over that 143.77. Everything in between is kind of just noise, and I want to see this pattern develop before chasing it. Right, inside bar definitely gives us that peak that we might get that action today. But to get this follow through right on one of these moves, it's going to be a pretty punchy or pretty aggressive move this morning. So this might be one that sets up closer on Monday. Okay, QCOM, right? QCOM, right? Looking for that breakout up and over that 146.25. Then it starts to climb, right? 147.80, 150, 151.80. So a lot of room if this thing can continue setting up. Right, if it breaks down to the downside, which seems a little bit unlikely today, it definitely could be a mover, right? What I don't like about this QCOM is we're going into earnings, right? July 28th, so early next week, right? 5 days away. So that could act as a bit of a, like, as molasses for this name. Like, it's going to slow things down. It's not going to give you that continuation, not going to give you that follow through. So if it does give you that breakout, right, I'm going to go half size only. Right, until earnings. Once earnings disappear, then I'm happy to go full size. Okay, so lift, right, inside a wedge, right, daily wedge. See if we can get that breakout up and over, right? Hammer, bullish engulfing candle, right, kind of a hammer. Then full body bullish, and then now inside bar. So you can get that break up and over that 56.15, right, then this thing can start to move. So on this lift, right, looking for above 56.15, looking for 57 and then 57.75. If it breaks down on this inside bar, then I'm looking for break under 54.35 towards 53 and then 50.70. So definitely some nice levels to play there. Okay, PayPal, right? Really nice setup here as well. You're getting that 3 green soldiers setup, continuation for a break above this 310. Right, we're still in this pattern, can't break out, can't break over. So looking for that break over this 310.15, all-time high breakout for that continuation move. Again, might not be ready today, but looks like it could be setting up for early next week. Okay, Nike looking for that bull flag continuation, right? If we can get that gap this morning to hold and continue. So looking for that rip, dip, go, right? So want to see gap hold, get tested, right, and then still make new highs. Okay, this H-O-N, Honeywell, ascending wedge setup, right? This thing can give us that breakout over this 234.60 here at all-time highs, and this thing could run. You're going into earnings on July 23rd, so it might be a setup for Monday versus today, right? Sorry, dealing with earnings today after close. Sorry, you dealt with earnings today before open, right? So you might finally get that catalyst today. Selling off a little bit, earnings are a little bit of a surprise, nothing crazy. So see if you can get that continuation move to the upside, right? A break of this ascending wedge might look better as a swing, just based on how thin the volume is going to be, right? This ABBV is giving us a nice wedge breakout if it can go up and over that 118.36 area. That opens the door for a move towards that 120 zone. But I hate how long it's taking. So it needs to kind of get moving here pretty quickly for it to have that kind of legs, right? Penn, man, this might be my favorite setup of the day for a possible swing. So Penn is giving you that 3 green soldier setup here, right? 1, 2, 3, and then inside bar. So you get that breakout up and over, right? The 73.60, you've got room towards that 75. Above 75, you move towards 87, 77, right? And then above 77, you move towards that 80 and then 84. So really, really nice levels there to play with on that pen. If it breaks down, I'm looking for a breakdown under 69.90 towards 67.30 and then 65.50, right? So looking for a break under here, towards here, under here, towards here. So let's see if this thing can come together for us today. Like I said, right, this pen might set up nicer as a multi-day swing, right, towards that $85 to $90 range. Right, last time I tried to day trade this pen, spreads weren't very nice. So we'll see how that can come together for us. Okay, this Zillow, right, it's a very similar setup to that pen. We're getting that inside bar, right, after that 3 green soldier setup. Same thing, looking for this as a possible swing trade. We can get up and over that 112.50, targeting 114.50, 117, 120, and then 125. We break down on this inside bar, right? 109.75 is that level you're looking at, towards 108, and then 106.60, and then 104.30. Okay, Goldman Sachs gapping up and over, right, today inside this wedge pattern, looking for a break, right, and a move towards that 379 area, right. See how this gap holds here pre-market, but if it can hold that 375, look for it to hold and then test, yeah, that 380, right. Inside bar is going to give you that little bit of an extra catalyst towards that upper element of that wedge. If you could break above this 385.90, right, then you start moving towards 390, 392, and then 400. So definitely a lot of fun here. Right, this GS could be a tempting starter position for a possible swing towards that $400 zone with calls, 1 or 2 months out. Okay, so this is maybe my favorite possible day trade if the volume is nice here. This ASAN, right? We're looking for this bull flag continuation and getting a 30-min cup and handle, right? So there's your cup, there's your handle. Draw this out. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier for you to see, right? But there's your cup. Right, and then that's your handle there, that last red candle. You get that break up over that 74.50. Certainly opens the door for a move towards 75, 76, 77, and then 80. I'm not super interested in any bearish plays on this one. If it does break down, then you can look for a move under that 70.35 towards 66.20 and then 64. But you're fighting against the trend there, so you're not setting yourself up for a position to be very successful. Finally, this AVGO, right, another one of those inside bar 3 green soldier setups. Get this breakout up and over that 481, right? Then you move towards that 484, 487, and then you got a chance for that 490 breakout, right? If it does break down, then you're looking for a move under 474.45 towards 468.40, right? And then 463 and then 460. Again, right, I don't want to fight against this bullish pattern, so we're going to look for mostly breakouts here. If you don't get that, again, this might be better as possible swings, right, like that Goldman Sachs and ASAN, but definitely a really strong setup here, right? And then finally, last one of the day is this eBay. Looking for that bull flag continuation here, right? We're at ATH, so assuming this thing can keep going. Not giving us that much of a gap up here this morning. But a nice period of consolidation could lead to a really nice clean breakout up and over that 72.10 for room towards that $75 mark. So definitely something that I'm looking at there this morning as well. So that's basically it, guys. That's what I'm looking at today. I think there's a lot of nice setups. There might be a few reversion plays here on the Bollinger Bands, like this Tesla might give us that BB reversion play. So we'll keep an eye out on that as well. But there's definitely a few things that are setting up. Definitely a few nice looking plays. So let's hope we can have a nice green day and finish the week really strong. So best of luck out there today, guys, and happy hunting. See you guys later.